Did you hear about the tax they just put on vaping products in Maryland?
No.
Dude, it's literally my brother walked into
Is he back now from FL?
yeah, he's back. He's back. And so I picked him up from the airport on Monday night. Mm-hmm. And we get back and we stop. He's with his girlfriend, and we stop by the Towson tobacco market because the tea is gone now. And we go in. He runs in there to get some Juul pods, and he comes out. He's like, "Dude, these things were $30. They used to be like 20."
Jeez.
And so he's like, "Yeah, the guy at the register just told me that there's a 60% tax on all like vape pods now."
Oh my God.
Just got instated like 5 days ago.
Jesus.
60%, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And only for vaping pods. They raised the taxes on cigarettes. It used to be $2 a pack. Now it's $3.75 a pack. So now cigs are like $10, $7 plus a $3.75 tax. Vaping pods used to be 6% tax. Regular sales tax.
Yeah.
Then they just multiplied that by 10.
Jesus.
So now you're basically paying, I mean, more than, like, if you get a $20 pack, if you get like an $18 pack of pods, you wind up paying like $12 in taxes on top of that.
Oof.
It's fucking incredible.
That's a wild game to just get a bunch of people addicted to Juul pods and then just extort them.
Well, so I did some quick researching on the internet before I came here. And apparently the resolution was passed in the Maryland like Congress, and then Hogan vetoed it. And then it went back to Congress, and they fucking overrode his veto.
Whoa.
So they really wanted this fucking tax, like, bad. But what gets me is why just... Well, first of all, I think a 60% tax on anything is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't.
pretty wild.
60% tax is insane. That doesn't even make logical sense. Like, that is not even a tax at that point. That is literally, you're just you're paying one. I don't even know how to explain it.
You're just like adding an extraordinary cost to something to try to get people to not buy it at that point.
Yeah. But here's what stuck on my mind, though. This is what I was thinking. It only applies to, and it literally says this on the memo that I read. All electronic smoking device pods containing less than, or I think it was like greater than or equal to 5 milliliters of vape juice or whatever are subject. Basically, they just singled out Juuls. Basically, the way they described it was like Juul pods, you know?
Yeah, there's about to be like a big tobacco version of a Juul soon, I bet.
Yeah. And
I mean, but also they can just fucking make Juul pods with 0.4% now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what's happening is, from the best I can tell, and I don't know what the capacity of a Juul pod is. I don't really know.
I assume they're gonna do it like synthetic weed does it, where like each time one of them gets banned, they just like tweak one molecule, and then it's a completely different thing that they can sell legally.
Yes, technically, I think it is harder to do that. I think Maryland is clearly doing something that seems fishy to me, and I think when you talk about like the big tobacco lobbies, and I know I've advocated for big tobacco multiple times on this podcast, I really have. Because normally I support them. You know, devil you know is better than devil you don't. And I think they should be allowed to make commercials. I don't see why they can't. I don't see why booze can and they can't. Bullshit. Anyway, vaping products, this screams to me big tobacco lobbied. Basically, they realize that they're losing customers, that kids in the new generation aren't smoking cigs like they used to. Kids these days are not smoking cigs like they used to. I walked out of my apartment and I saw two frat-looking dudes, 21, 22 years old, standing on the steps outside my building, smoking cigs together. And like you'll see that in Hamden,
beautiful.
You'll see that down by.
That's just beautiful to see,
dude. It was beautiful. You don't see that in Towson, dude. You don't see that in Towson.
I mean, you don't really see it right now just because of like COVID. I feel like too.
Towson. I mean, you see it. You'll see people vaping in Towson, dude.
Okay.
Like regardless of the time period, You don't see kids smoking good old-fashioned cigs. It's a generational divide. And these kids were enjoying cigs, and I mean, I hate to say it, but it warmed my heart. It really did. To see two young kids just smoking cigarettes, I was like, okay.
Everything's gonna be all right in this world.
maybe things aren't so bad. You know, I've been down at Johnson. You see two, it brightened my day, brightened my night. I just see two kids sparking up a stove with each other. And so anyway, kids aren't smoking like they used to, and Big Tobacco knows that. They know that once our born 1995 and before people die off, that everyone basically born after 95 is vaping now. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everybody. Like the percentage of vaping to cig smoking is drastically changed during that timeline. So I think cig companies basically lobbied Maryland's Congress to impose this absolutely unbelievable tax on vaping products. Because, dude, if you're looking for a way to get kids back on cigs, what better way than charging 60% tax on Juul pods?
Yeah.
Kids can't afford $32 packs of Juul pods. They can't. Mm-mm. So they're going to go back to cigs, which, hey, good. But still.
Good. I'd love seeing it. But
you love to see it. But not like this. Not like this.
It's bittersweet this way.
I want it to be an organic revolution of the cigarette. I wanted it to kind of be like...
You want it to be like the record player.
Yes.
I want the comeback of the record player.
And there's... First
Taking
of all...
it analog.
If people in Big Tobacco understood what we understand as podcasters, they would understand the progression we were discussing with vinyl and cassettes is that current technology into obsolescence and then into retro vintage. All cigs have to do is wait like 5 years. When vaping companies jump the shark, they're already about to jump the shark. They're already getting ridiculous, dude. They're getting stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already said that you can't sell flavored shit. You can only get menthol or like tobacco flavored, which is the worst fucking thing ever. Tobacco flavored vape. You might as well just be drinking fucking ashtray water at that point.
Yeah.
So
what did they say? First they came for the flavors and no one talked.
Mm-hmm.
Then they came for the pods and
yeah.
There were no flavors to stand up with us.
Exactly.
Or whatever that shit was.
Yeah, dude. They came for the flavors, bro. And now they're coming for the savers, dude. The people who don't have the money, don't have the resources to access Juul pods at this price. Bless you.
It's basically like the whole Oxycontin situation all over again. People get hooked on these pills. They get hooked on this high quality vape juice. They get hooked on these flavors. They get hooked on the 0.5% nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then their prescription runs out. And then they're like, shit, now I got to go to the street and buy heroin.
Yeah. Now I got to
cigarettes.
And buy bootleg puff bars.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go get one of those big douchey fucking giant pipe bomb looking vapes where it like is the size of a cell phone.
Yeah, and that one's actually dangerous.
Yeah, that one, and not only dangerous for you, but dangerous for your reputation. You look like a fucking idiot, dude. You look like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'll hit it, but like first of all, I don't really like those things that much. They don't really hit quite. There's nothing really like, if you're gonna talk about like a good vape, a Juul takes the cake, I think. I mean, Juuls are nice. Puff bars I thought were nice, but then they ruined me. So,
but then I bought 50 of them by accident.
Yeah, and determined that these were not for me. But yeah, dude, it's like you got to wonder what Maryland's motivation is here. On one side, look, they already charge an extra 3% tax on alcohol. It's 6% sales tax, but it's 9% for booze.
Yeah,
most people can get behind that. It's like, okay, dude, you have your sin tax, as they call it. You're charging people extra for their vices. You want to go out and booze, we're going to cash in another 3% tax on top of the regular tax and make money off your addiction because that's what we, the government, do. That's what we always do. But what is the thinking behind taking something that was taxed at the regular sales rate and then going, we're going to raise it to 60%? There's two sides of this. Are they thinking that people are still going to buy Juul pods at the same rate and now they're just going to make 10 times the tax money off of it? Or are they legitimately just trying to make Juul pods so ridiculously unaffordable that people stop smoking Juul pods, whether for good reasons because they think it's dangerous or for personal greedy reasons for the tobacco companies to get their money back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm half tempted to say that the Maryland government might be just stupid enough to think that they're going to raise the taxes to 60% and expect, oh, we've
We're
10
saving the kids.
Yeah. Well, dude, they might fucking think that they're going to make that much more revenue. Because that's what idiots do. What idiots do is they look at numbers, right? And they go, okay, people spend X amount of dollars on Juul pods every year. And it's taxed at 6%.
Well, and then also they probably look at it like, let's see. So like a Juul pod, how many, like what equivalent of that is like the cigarette equivalent to a Juul pod?
I think it's like a pack per pod.
A pack per pod?
Nicotine-wise,
okay.
they say.
Maybe not. Never mind. I was going to say maybe if it was like 5 packs in a pod, then it's like, all right, well, let's just like multiply the cigarette tax by 5.
Yeah. I mean, now that you bring that up, even so, a pack of 4 Juul pods, if the conversion rate is correct, that it's the same amount of nicotine per pod as in a pack of cigs, which is ridiculous, then if you're paying $32 for a 4-pack of Juuls and cigs are about $8 or $10 now, then technically you still are saving money in terms of nicotine by getting Juuls. But also, I'm imagining, there's a reason why Juuls are cheaper to manufacture. And if anybody has the right to raise the prices on their product, it should be Juul, not the government saying that now, hey, Juul, you know how you make your price this? Well, now we're just going to make it, now we're going to charge another $12 on top of that, And it's like I was saying, like idiots, what they do is they look at something and they go, people spend X amount of dollars per year on Juul pods. We charge 6% in tax revenue for that. But hey, guess what? If we make it to 60%, then we'll just make 10 times the tax revenue without even realizing that stuff isn't in a fucking vacuum, that once you charge 10 times the amount of taxes, that's going to be less people spending money on Juuls. So it kind of always evens out. You multiply it by 10 and probably half the fucking people stop buying Juuls, which means, sure, you still make more money in taxes, but you're fucking crumbling this business. Not that I'm defending Juuls. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be fine, dude. All I'm saying is, dude, is that as a smoker, someone who smokes cigarettes, not a lot, but I smoke cigarettes. I think it's safe to say.
But you're bi.
Yeah,
Bi
I'm bi.
smoke-sual.
I'm bi.
Do
Whatever's
a Juul.
around, dude. If cigs, cigs are around, Juuls around, I'm doing it. How do they expect people to take this? Does that really represent the people? If our government's making laws, is a 60% tax on Juul pods really representative of the people? Who agreed to that?
Yeah, what was the bill? What was it for? Was it just to add the tax and nothing else? Like, what was the reason for it?
They did like a bunch of premium cigars barely are touched. They're fine.
Yeah, well, that's because that's what they smoke.
Exactly. Exactly. Cigarettes, they raised the tax by like $1. And then basically it was really, every other thing was like a mild increase, if anything. But vaping products got hit, unbelievably. So the purpose of this bill was to make vaping in Maryland basically unaffordable, which means now it's going to push all of our vapors to PA. We're going to lose all of our vapors to PA and other states, dude. We're going to have a massive exodus of Juul users in the state, which means... who the fuck am I going to get rips of the Juul from, dude?
I don't know. There's about to be like a fucking some Juul runners coming down 83.
Yeah, dude. We're going to have like the next Al Capone of fucking vaping, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Much douchier looking guy.
Yeah.
Much douchier.
Probably a fedora still.
Definitely. Probably still a fedora.
Yeah.
That part is
just none of the other cool shit that makes the fedorable.
Not going to have a fucking Tommy gun. Just going to have a fucking... Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I just found that to be just mind-boggling. I understand the motives behind these things, but you can't legislate people's lives at that point, dude. It's unfair to charge people that much to vape.
It's pretty like if you just looked at that on paper, you'd be like, wait, why? Why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, are you taxing this 60%?
Yeah.
And is it like, are you trying to like make up for lost tax income? Is it going to go down at some point, or is it just going to stay like this? Like it's kind of weird.
Well, think about okay, maybe not Juul's not gonna have a problem, but think about all the think about Towson tobacco market. How much of their revenue do you think is made off of selling Juul products? I mean, they're in a college town, so
I
most
mean,
people use
they're,
Juuls.
they're not gonna get affected that way. Well, maybe I guess,
If
but
less people are buying them.
yeah, I guess. But they also sell tobacco, so.
Yeah, but nobody in Towson smokes cigs, dude.
But if they're
Besides, like
not
me.
getting Juuls anymore, then maybe that shit's gonna go up.
Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe this is a good thing. Like I said, maybe people will start smoking again, and that's really what I want.
We're live in Towson. Vapes are down, cigs are up.
Here we are with smoking enthusiast Jimmy Selesky.
There's just like a fog in Towson. Just the amount of people that are smoking cigs.
Yeah, dude.
We're not in London, Tom. We're in Town Square, Towson, with local artist Jimmy Selesky. How you doing, Jimmy? Crush.
Let me tell you something. I've been smoking cigs for 3 years. And never in my life have I seen something so ridiculous as a tax is imposed on these people. But it's good to be back.
It's good to be back, baby.
Yeah, man.